Hey there! Welcome back to the channel where we explore all things relationships, personal growth, and human psychology. Today, we're talking about a very sneaky manipulative behavior, very harmful, called triangulation. You've probably experienced it, or maybe you've even done it yourself without realizing it. It's not always intentionally done for malicious reasons. Either way, understanding triangulation will help you understand some of the dynamics in your relationships and will keep you sane. Once you know what's going on, you'll have some options about what to do. So let's talk about it and let's, as always, see some examples. Okay, what is triangulation? It's a classic manipulation tool intended to divide, control, and conquer by creating alliances, real or suggested. And I'll explain that later. And keep people in competition with each other. So triangulation happens when someone involves a third party in a conflict or relationship dynamic as a way to manipulate or gain control. Instead of dealing directly with the person they're in conflict with, they bring in someone else, creating a triangle. This could be a partner, a friend, a family member, or even a coworker. Triangulation sometimes looks like pitting people against each other, seeking or claiming validation from an outsider, or applying pressure on someone to act in a certain way by involving a third party. So it's not always in intimate relationships. It could be in professional settings, in family dynamics. It doesn't always have to involve jealousy, but it is always harmful and manipulative. The easiest, most recognizable form of triangulation is when a partner flirts with someone else to make you jealous and gain control in the relationship. But there are other, perhaps not as easily recognizable forms. For example, imagine a boss who's upset with an employee. Instead of addressing the issue directly, they tell another team member, hinting that the employee has upset the boss and he or she is considering firing that person. So the well-meaning third party concerned warns the employee to step up, leaving the employee feeling cornered, pressured, and feeling vulnerable. Similarly, in an intimate relationship, one partner might confide in a mutual friend about the perceived faults of the other partner, subtly pressuring the friend to take their side, which creates tension and shifts focus away from direct communication, leaving the targeted partner feeling judged or unsupported, outnumbered, or obligated to act in a certain way, and really amplifies their vulnerability. One more example. Imagine a family member insisting that another family member should do something that they don't want to do, or accusing them of some kind of a personality defect, like being overly sensitive or irresponsible. And to show strength in their reasoning, the family member assures the other that they are not the only ones who think so. They say something like, your brother or your father or your sister have noticed this about you too. Or, the whole family thinks you should do this. Again, making the person feel outnumbered, obligated, pressured, just not a fun place to be. So triangulation works because it leverages the fear of being outnumbered or judged and the desire to be liked and conform, which can be incredibly powerful. Psychologist Dr. Cartman coined the term drama triangle to explain this dynamic. In a triangulation scenario, people often take on roles like the victim, the rescuer, the persecutor, creating unhealthy and dysfunctional cycles. So who uses triangulation? Almost everybody. Usually individuals who feel insecure and want to amplify their stance. Also those with a high need to control others and or have unresolved emotional wounds. It's especially common in toxic relationships, emotionally abusive relationships, like those involving narcissistic or manipulative personalities. So, according to Dr. Romani, a clinical psychologist and expert on narcissism, triangulation can be a way for narcissists to maintain power and keep people off balance so they can control them. But it's not just narcissists. Many people do engage in triangulation out of fear of confrontation, a desire to avoid responsibility, or even just bad communication habits. Triangulation is harmful because it erodes trust, creates unnecessary drama, and fosters resentment in the person being manipulated. It's also destabilizing to that person. Instead of solving problems, it adds fuel to the fire. It makes people feel excluded and confused. Over time, this behavior destroys relationships and leads to toxic environment where nobody feels safe. I have a lot more to tell you, including 5 actionable tips you will find useful, but just wanted to check in with you. Do you have experience with triangulation? Hit the like button if the video resonates so far, and to help YouTube show it to more people. I know there are some good books out there on this subject. I've included one in the description down below. By the time this video is over, there might be 2. I hope you find it helpful. I'm on my way to my first 1,000 subscribers, so help me get there by subscribing. Hit the notification bell so you'll know when I drop the next video, and thank you for subscribing. Let's talk about what you could do if you think someone is using triangulation to pressure you. Here are those 5 actionable tips. So the first one is to recognize the patterns. If someone consistently triangulates, address the behavior calmly but firmly. Also, consider your relationship with that person. If it's not a family member, a close friend, or someone at work, you can easily avoid them in the future. If it is someone close to you, you'll have to have a conversation about it and set some boundaries and refuse to participate in the future. Clearly communicate that you won't participate in gossip or manipulative dynamics. For example, if someone tries to involve you in a triangulation scenario by talking negatively about someone else to gain your allegiance, firmly but politely respond with, "I'm not comfortable discussing this. I think it will be better if you address it directly with this other person." This not only sets a clear limit, but also encourages those two to communicate better. If your partner is trying to make you feel jealous by flirting with someone else or bringing up comparisons to others constantly, calmly address the issue. You might say, "I've noticed this behavior and it makes me feel disrespected and insecure in our relationship. Can we talk about what's really going on here?" This approach focuses on expressing your feelings and opening up a direct line of communication instead of reacting emotionally, which could make things worse. Then stay neutral. Don't take sides. This only fuels the triangulation. Again, redirect by encouraging direct communication between the parties involved. Say something like, "I think you should talk to them directly about this." And just do not get involved. Maybe you need to seek support if the situation is complex. Consider talking to a therapist, a mediator, to help you navigate it. Get all the help that you need. I have a whole video on toxic behaviors you should never tolerate. I'll put it up there and I'll put it down there. It's my most popular one. Check it out. I'll also, put a link down below. Oh, I just thought of another excellent book called Boundaries by Dr. Henry Cloud and Dr. John Townsend. It's a must-have for learning how to set healthy limits in relationships. So yes, I'll put that down below too. Also, this channel is not monetized, so if you want to support my work, consider buying me a $3 coffee. The link is below as well. Thank you once again. Like and subscribe to help me hit that 1,000 mark and to let YouTube know this is worth showing to others. Thanks again for watching until the end. Here's a picture of my little doggy. She's a lot cuter than me. I'm pretty sure of it. Have a nice day.